1 second, I'm trying to get into presenter mode. There we go. Good. We live? We are live. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. We're going to wait a couple seconds here just so everyone can trickle in. While we wait for that, I want to introduce our first guest, Travis Thom. He's the world-renowned Facebook marketing expert, CEO of Elevated REM. Great source of knowledge on Facebook ads. Our audience always is asking, what about Facebook ads? What about lead ads? And so we're always excited to do sessions like this because it's in popular demand. Everyone wants to know what's going on with Facebook. How do I take on that big confusing beast and tap into that power? So Travis, thanks for joining us.
Colin, thank you very much for having me. Really excited to be able to dive deep into Facebook lead generation for you guys. We're going to cover a few different things, targeting, using a Facebook lead ad, some of the Facebook algorithm, what it does and how to really tap into that to really ride that wave, and integrating into all the tools that Top Producer has. So it's going to be a great educational webinar. So hopefully everyone can get some golden nuggets out of this, and we'll be doing a Q&A at the end. So if you have questions, we'll definitely dive into them at the end of the session.
Yep, and definitely ask your questions throughout. We'll try to get through them all. Yeah, there we go. So first off, we got a special gift for everyone. So got a special savings of Top Producer, Market Snapshot, and 5 Street, which are some of the products that are mentioned as a way to facilitate kind of the integration, to get the leads. You've got to put them somewhere. And so we've got a really good offer for that. There's a number you can text, or if you're eager, you can call that number on the screen as well. Move on to next. So we've also got a giveaway going on. So here's how it works. If you tag someone who you think should know about this or should be learning about this with you, then you will get basically a month free for every person that you tag. So if you tag 12 people, then there's a chance you can win 12 months free of Top Producer. Yeah.
It's a great move.
So yeah, and so there's a lot of ways to kind of stay up to date, stay informed. We've got a Top Producer /news. It's our blog. We've got a new resource hub with tons of guides and strategies. hub.topproducer.com. And then we've got our Top Producer Facebook page, which you're on right now. And then there's also a Top Producer users group. So you can go and people often share tips and strategies, ask questions to other users. So that's very helpful as well. We've also got our Facebook Messenger bot. So updates, news, alerts on webinars that are starting. Definitely sign up for that. And like we said, Q&A is going to be at the end. So ask your questions throughout, and then we'll get to them. We're going to try to get through the kind of the meat and bread as quick as possible, so that we have a lot of time for that further discussion. That's bound to happen. And this is brought to you by Top Producer Family, in addition to Elevated. So we've got a full suite of lead management, lead conversion, lead drip tools. So definitely, if you are a customer, thank you. If you aren't a customer yet, feel free to reach out to us. So you are currently in one session of about 10 of these Facebook Lives. So we're just under halfway through. So we've got a lot of good stuff coming up, and we've been through a lot of good stuff. So if you want to see any of these videos, go back to our Facebook page. If you want to make sure that you're registered to receive the updates and the alerts whenever these sessions are going to start, then go to this link that's on the screen there, topproducer.com/12 days. Make sure you register. And again, mention a friend. If someone you think should be learning this with us right now, tag them, and you'll be entered in a draw to win a free month for every person that you tag. So before we kind of dive into this, we are going to be basically giving away Travis's ad content, as well as a moving image that we can use. So if you want, you can either go to that link, or there is a number that you can text. Just text guide to that number that's on the screen, and then that will automatically send you the link for that. And without further ado, we're going to pass this over to Travis. Travis is going to kind of take us through the Facebook side of things, and then we'll circle back and I'll show you how to integrate that. So we're going to share that 1 second.
Can you see my screen okay, Colin?
We're just passing it over to you.
Okay. Let's see here.
You see it will pop up.
There we go.
Perfect.
All right.
We can see your screen.
Perfect.
So let's pop that in.
Right, guys. So we're going to go over a few things before we actually open up the Facebook Ad Manager platform. I'm going to walk you guys through exactly creating a Facebook lead ad. But before we get there, one of the biggest questions we get asked is, why Facebook? Right? Why is Facebook the tool and lead generation of choice for marketers and real estate agents, and especially now moving into 2018? Well, Facebook aggregates an amazing amount of data, and they really have all the data that you need to truly identify the best prospects. Facebook has the tools and the data from pretty much every step of your life. So your browsing habits, what websites you're going to, Facebook Messenger, it listens to those keywords and those conversations. If you've ever been having a conversation and discussed a certain product and you see it pop up, then maybe an hour later or the next day, there's a reason why. It may sound a little creepy, but it is Facebook's aggregation and data processing, right? That they're taking all of this data from all over the web and the things that you're doing. So conversations that you're having, things you're looking up online, conversations you're having inside of Facebook, talking to friends, commenting on things, looking at them. So it's taking all this data and really packaging the right targeting in to the ad manager based on these people's actions and what they're doing. And we'll get deeper into that inside the ad manager and exactly what that means. But it really has an amazing amount of data points on what those consumers are doing before they even start to know what they're doing. So people that are looking on realtor.com, right, or they're shopping for homes, they're starting to take those actual actions. Facebook has this data already prepackaged inside of the ad manager for the right targeting. So the key to successful lead generation, one of the biggest things, is automation. So if you're generating
Travis,
leads, yes.
I think you're in the slide notes.
Oh no. Okay.
Okay.
Let's switch
You
over.
got to share your entire screen. I think it is. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Let's see. See all slides. Slide. Okay. Let's see if we can do.
You can share your, minimize that. You could share your whole screen instead of just the deck, because I think what it's doing is showing your slide notes.
Okay, let's see if I can do that. Yeah, I've got two different dual screens going on right now. So let me see if I can see all slides. Nope.
I think you need to go into the GoToMeeting and then switch it over to full screen.
Switch it over. Okay, let's see here.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, that looks. I think you can go back into the deck and just do it that way and press presentation mode or slideshow. Sorry.
There we go. Okay. How's that?
Let's just see.
Okay.
Going into the other one. The way to you can choose which screen it goes to.
Let's see here. Display settings.
Oh, that looks, oh, no, sorry.
Still same notes?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Screen. There we go. No.
We're gonna get that fixed on our side, I believe. So I think you might be good to go. Yeah, it looks like we have it sorted out. Yeah, you're good.
You guys have it?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's all good.
All right. So we're generating leads on kind of a massive scale, and we're helping agents, or we're seeing agents generate a lot of leads as well on a monthly basis. And one of the biggest things that we see is that they're generating these leads, but they're not sending them anywhere, or their follow-up process may have a gap. And there's now more than ever, it's really important to be able to have some sort of automation to either nurture those leads or send off some sort of text message right away to get them to engage. So if you just kind of imagine you have someone that is on their phone, let's say they're on their couch, they're watching TV, they're scrolling through Facebook, they see an ad for a list of homes, they click on it, they swipe their thumb into their information, and then within a few minutes, they're cruising through your website, looking at properties, and they get a text message in that moment asking if they would like to see a list of more homes that may fit their criteria, or if they have plans to go see homes this weekend, if they want a list of open houses. All of these opportunities should happen relatively within only a few minutes. And if you're using automation, it makes your life a lot easier. So if you're generating 50 leads a month, or 100 leads a month, or 500 or 1,000 leads a month, it's going to be hard to keep up without really having some key automation in place. So the recipe for this, typically with Facebook lead generation, 3 major steps is you're capturing these leads, and then integration with the CRM, moving into that convince and then convert process. So if you have follow-up campaigns or email and text, that's going to help you greatly with the conversion ratio. You should be able to convert these leads within that 2 to 3.5% range if you can set up some of these automation rules and get those in place. So we're going to go over some ad copy with you guys now that we're going to be using today, actually, as we're building these ads. So this one says, looking for a home in Denver, let's call it that. You've got to see these amazing homes, download a list of the lowest priced homes that are ready to sell now, see all the homes that are available for 4 bedrooms and up. And we're going to say prices are starting at $249. And then see all the homes as our call to action. And this is the ad that we're going to be using. So as Colin said, there's a bit.ly link there, or go ahead and text to download this. You can actually get this exact image and the ad copy to go ahead and use and start that process. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into the ad manager now and get that process started. Just checking on you guys. Can you still see my screen okay?
Yep.
All right. So this is the Facebook Ad Manager, and this is where you're going to choose your objective. We have different objectives here. Each one really is set up for a certain goal. We're going to choose lead generation as our goal here. And you can use proper naming conventions. You might call this Denver lead generation or whatever it might be. For now, I'm just going to leave it blank because we're going to go into a few different things here. Let me choose my account. And this is where we're going to start our process of setting up targeting. So I'm going to target people in Denver. That's the city I'm going to use. And I'm going to get about a 12-mile radius around the city. So if you're choosing a location, we like to use a lot of historical type of data. So National Association of Realtors recently came out with a report that most home buyers move within a 12-mile radius of their previous address. So we like to keep that kind of as our rule of about a 12-mile. And each market's a little different, but it kind of starts to narrow it down. So you can see potential reach. We have 1.9 million people here. I'm going to choose people who live in this location. So that's going to be people who actually have homes, who live in this location, not people just passing through. If you chose people passing through, it could be people on vacation that may be just traveling through from Texas. And that can be for a separate campaign, but for today, we're just going to focus on people that live in the area here. So we've got 1.3 million people, and in the targeting, I'm going to start to add behavioral interests. And these are interests based on what people are doing on the web, right? Their browsing habits, things that they're talking about with friends, comments that they've made on certain posts, certain things that they've done. So I'm going to pull up more suggestions. I'm going to say that these people may have looked at Zillow, also looked at Realtor.com and maybe liked Realtor.com's page and have visited that website. They're also interested in house hunting. They may be talking to friends through Messenger saying, hey, we're going to go house hunting this weekend, going to look at a few open houses. Would really love your opinion if you came with us. And I'm going to choose people that are interested in buying and selling. Now, a few things here that I'm also going to start is I'm going to start to exclude people that are have recently bought a home. So a recent home buyer. So we want to exclude those people because we don't want an ad that's shown to people that is not relevant to them. So if someone just bought a home and they see an ad for a list of homes, it's most likely going to annoy them, and they don't want to see that ad. So it could then hurt your relevancy score, and which would then lower your reach. Your campaign would start to suffer. So we're going to take these out, and you can go ahead and add in real estate agents. There's a long list of real estate agent job titles or certain things like that. I'm not going to add too much of that today. But what I am going to do, based on our ad copy, because we're offering a list of homes that are a little larger, I'm going to start to target parents. So I'm going to target people that are typically move up kind of buyers, where they are parents with kids. So toddlers. I'm going to go back to parents here and say that they may have a newborn. Start to target preschoolers or parents with preschoolers, and really kind of build all that out. I don't typically go for 18 to 26 because typically they're already in place in their home and not necessarily moving. Some of these families at this age range are growing families, right? So they want to be in a house that might be larger. So the house might be feeling cramped. They only have a 2-bedroom now and they want a 4-bedroom. And so you have to look at the life stages of these individuals. Follow the journey, right, of what they're going through. So if the journey is that they are parents with young children and they're a growing family, and they've also been interested in buying a house, they've looked at Realtor.com and Zillow and possibly Redfin, right? Some other type of targeting interests. We start to develop the buyer persona and what they plan on doing. So you're fishing upstream a little bit. They're still probably in the planning stages. And so now the right time to target them and really give them the most relevant ad that is based on their actual behaviors and habits that they're taking in this current life stage. So you can see we have a potential reach of 260,000 people there. And our reach looks like around 370 based on what the budget is. A good rule of thumb is about $10 a day per 100,000 people. So we're okay with about $20 for 260,000 people. You can go a little less, but that may alter your placement within the Facebook ad auction. Just depends on your market area. It's always good to experiment. So we always say ABT, always be testing inside of Facebook. See what ad budget you can run with that's actually going to make the highest impact, and start to work off of there. So we'll go ahead and hit continue. And for here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this to a single image here. So I'm going to choose the ad creative. And I already have uploaded some ad creative that we're going to use, which is that one that we're giving away to you guys today, which is a animated video. You get to see what that looks like here. It's not going to give us a preview, but once we get it loaded up, we'll check that out. So you can upload that, and then I'm going to go in, and I already have some ad copy that I'm just going to swipe here inside of my Creative Hub that I'm going to use. And so one of the key things we're doing is we're asking, are they looking for a home in Denver? So we're asking them a thought-provoking question, and we're using the actual city name for hyper-relevancy. And we're doing that because we run ads where we've run it to a city and we don't use the city name, our relevance score goes down. So in your soft stats, in your ad manager and your metrics for running campaigns, there's a thing called your relevancy score. Your relevancy score is really important because you have a relevancy score from 1 which is it's not relevant at all to the audience, to a 10, meaning that this ad is perfect. It's hyper relevant. It's doing really well. So if you use the actual city name, that adds some relevancy for the Facebook algorithm, that we're actually targeting Denver and we're using the word looking for a home in Denver. So now we were telling them the call to action, right? You've got to see these amazing homes. So we're using a little bit of a ad copywriting formula, ADIA, attention, interest, desire, and action. So we're getting their attention and interest, and then we have some desire and then some action. So call to actions in here, which is download a list of the lowest priced homes that are ready to sell now, and see all the homes that are 4 bedrooms and up, right? We're kind of hinting to that those growing families, right? And depending on your targeting, the ad copy can be different, but we're also letting them know that the list is being updated every 15 minutes, so it's fresh, it's new, and it's relevant. All right, now I'm going to go back into Creative Hub. I'd like to use Creative Hub to map out and design our ads. You can create ad mockups here before you actually run them. So that way you don't have to go so deep into the ad manager just to create ad copy. You can start to plan ahead and see what looks really good to you. And then I'm going to use, in the newsfeed link description, it says download the list of homes now. A secondary call to action that we have there. Now, one thing from the conversion psychology standpoint is the call to action button. We've been testing this a lot of A and B split testing. So if we used sign up, we typically get a lower conversion rate, then a lower click-through rate, because sign up from a psychology conversion optimization standpoint, people see sign up and they're going, what am I signing up for? Right? They get a little anxiety about what is that? There's a black box. Is there a commitment that I have to sign up for? What is that? So we like to use download. And as you can see, we've referenced download about 3 different times. Right? We've download up on the copy here, over here, and then now call to action. So the word download, as far as a button, it's almost subconscious. People, their thumb gravitate towards it, and they think if I download, it's an instant download. It's going to take the process. Rarely do we actually have people remember that they've clicked on the word download, or that the word download was in there, because we are sending them through a lead ad and over to a website to get more information. But it's one of those subconscious things where it gets a higher click-through rate. So that's why we use the word download for that. Now, just like any other ad, it looks the same, except when we start to scroll down here. We're going to create a new form, and we're going to name this form Denver, Denver lowest price homes. It's always good for proper naming conventions to name these forms, because if you're going to be using Zapier later on, you need to identify exactly what that name is of that lead ad form when you're hooking it up and integrating it to wherever you're sending these leads. Now, this is a new feature that just came out inside of the lead ad form, which is really being able to almost pre-qualify leads in a sense. So you can use more volume, which means that those leads can go through the normal lead process of the lead form, or higher intent. And higher intent adds this review screen right here. And they have to review their information before they send it on. So they have to make sure, yes, I'm actually going to send my information over to Travis Thom, right? And slide to submit. So they're reviewing it one more time, making sure that, yes, I am going to send my name and email to this person. This is going to result in a little bit of a higher cost per lead, because you're scrubbing them a little bit. You're adding a little bit of friction, right? An extra step that they have to take. So I like to use more volume just as the default, and then later on you can look at your campaign and decide, you know what, we're getting a lot of leads, but I want higher quality leads, and I'm going to start to scrub them with this higher intent. All right, now our form intro here. I have written some ad copy down here I'm going to go ahead and use, which is get the list. So we see a higher conversion rate when we use the welcome form. When we don't use the welcome form and send them straight to the actual questions where they have to just fill the name, email information, we typically see a drop off. It doesn't convert as much because people want to be reminded, what am I downloading? What's behind this wall, right? So reduce the anxiety by telling them the benefits and what they're going to get. So get the list. We're going to say 4-bedroom plus starting at, I believe in the ad, I think we said $249. So we'll go ahead and start that. And we'll say, see them now. And you can switch the images here. You can use the image directly from the ad. As you can see, it's already pulled that through. Or then you can click this to upload a different image. Now you can switch this from paragraph to bullet points here. And just kind of give them some information. I'm going to use paragraph for now and just start to use a little more conversion copy. So I'm going to say need more room. See all the homes that are, see all the homes that are starting at. So we're just reminding them again of what they're signing up for. And have 4+ bedrooms. So just a short little paragraph there, reminding them what they're going to get on the other side. And then here, what I like to use is complete the next step to receive the list of homes. Okay. And Colin, for you guys, do you use full name or do you use first name and last name in terms of integration?
We use, one second.
Some CRMs. First name, last name?
Yeah. Yeah. Use name
so
and then
it's
first name and last name.
First name, last name. Okay. So you can do first name, last name, and this is the information that we're going to take directly from their social profile. So when someone opens, when they click on this ad, it's going to open up the Facebook lead ad form, and it's going to extract their email, first name, last name right away, and phone number directly from their social profile. We don't like to ask more than that because of the friction rate. If you're asking too many questions, just like you're sending them to a landing page that may have 15, 20 different things to fill out, that's a big threat level. And in conversion optimization, that's too much, right? You need to make it easy, but just enough information where it's critical to you. So if you're going to ask something that is different from the pre-populated options here of their contact information, you can do that right here with multiple choice. And you can ask questions and then provide the answer, basically multiple choice right there. Those would be more of when are you looking to move into a home? 3 months, in the next 6 months, 12 months or more. And those are a little more pre-qualifying questions. And the more questions you ask, typically the higher quality leads you're probably going to get, but also the less amount of leads you're going to get. So it just depends on how you want to set that process up. And then next, privacy policy. So I'm going to go ahead and use a privacy policy I have on one of our websites. Now, if you can't find your privacy policy, there are several privacy policy generators out online. Just Google Facebook lead ad privacy policy generator. And you would have that and then generate that and place that right here. Most of them are going to be in the very bottom of your website, really kind of hidden. It says privacy policy, and you have to have that to run these. Now, next is this is going to be the thank you screen. So you can edit this information here and you describe basically the thank you so much for clicking on our ad. Here's the list of homes. Tap on get the list of homes below. So I'm going to say, show me homes. And I'm just going to use this URL here to send them. And so this is where you would send them to the list of homes. So we're saying in the ad that these are starting at 249,000. So you would want to then go to your IDX and segment that page where the IDX property starts at 249,000. And then take the IDX page, just take that browser URL and paste it in that website link. And then that's going to be the page that you're sending them to. So if we go through and just review real quick what that looks like, the ad basically pops around really fast. It says, get the list, 4 bedrooms starting at 249,000, see them now, and then complete the next steps. It extracts all the information, right, name, email, phone number, into the lead ad. They confirm that they want to see the list of homes, and then they're going to be sent to your property search website, the IDX page that you have there. So just make sure you save this and then hit finish, and then you're going to be on your way. And the next thing to do is you hit confirm, and that's going to publish your ad. And your ad's going to start running to all those people in that targeted audience and start to show up in the newsfeed pretty quickly. And it takes about 8,000 impressions for the algorithm to really optimize. And it takes 3 days for the campaign to also optimize. So don't touch your ads for 3 days. Don't go in and edit it because it's going to stop the Facebook algorithm. It's like driving a car on the freeway and then keep hitting the emergency brake. You can never get to that 100-mile an hour mark when you go in and just start to change everything. So it starts to create more of a Frankenstein type of campaign. Just let it run. Don't touch the ad for 3 days. Sit on your hands. Let it do its thing, and it'll start to optimize. And Facebook is going to do its magic and find the right prospects and reach out and then start to serve that ad to those people based on what you created. So Colin, I'm going to hand it over to you, and we can show them how to integrate this Facebook lead ad form into Zapier.
Perfect. Thanks so much. If you could just mute your speakers, or if you have headphones, there's a bit of feedback.
Yeah.
1 second. You're just passing the screen over to me. All right. One second, guys. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. Cool. So, yeah, the first thing I want to kind of mention is what is a lead magnet? A lead magnet is a reason to fill out the form. So it's something of value that they're going to receive. So really good lead magnet obviously is get a market report, what's my home worth, get a buyer search report, something that they're able to do, on their own. It's delivered by you. If you're just doing something generic like call me because I'm the best real estate agent, not as enticing. But if it's something like I'm going to give you something of value, then that's going to help, more conversions. More people who view that link are going to have a better proposition, which will lead to more leads. So the easy route without Facebook lead ads involved is we've got these landing pages. Travis's company also has landing pages for kind of what's your home worth, all sorts of different calls to action. But this is a really easy route, so it doesn't require the Facebook lead ads. You just post the link and away you go. The thing with that is when you bring the experience outside of Facebook's native lead ad environment, it's another click through. Each additional step, there's always a drop off in conversion. And so why Facebook lead ads are so successful is because they don't actually have to click out of Facebook. There's no load time. They don't have to go somewhere else and do something else. They're still there. They're filling out the form right in Facebook. So regardless of which path you take, the landing page or the Facebook lead ads, you're able to see the market report within a couple minutes. So to fill out what's my home worth, you get a market report. It's delivered by an agent. So that hook and that magnet are kind of, I guess, the lifeblood of this whole thing working is, call to action and fulfillment. Careful with the term auto val. We're not realtors. We're sending a report based on maybe a zip code. It needs a realtor's touch to really refine it, select the bedrooms and bathrooms, use their local market knowledge. This will just fulfill, and then you only try to have a conversation and really refine and uncover more details that you can use to continue to refine this report. Facebook lead ads, if you want to go kind of through the more modern route. Basically, you've got the ad, you click download, and then it takes you through some forms that are within the Facebook experience. I'll go through kind of just a high-level overview of how to set up the lead ads with Top Producer integration. As well, I'll actually jump into Zapier and actually show you kind of some of the steps. But this is going to be available with our download. So if you want to see step by step, you can kind of watch the video, look at the guide. So the first thing you do is you grab your lead routing email address. So Top Producer and 5Street integrate with hundreds, if not thousands, of lead sources. And so you're going to grab your lead routing email from us. And then once your Facebook ad and account are all set up, you connect it to Zapier. So this will basically send an email alert with your lead into your Top Producer system. So that's kind of the whole flow. You're going to send the ad to Zapier, to 5Street, and you can auto-respond the Snapshot report, and then track the whole life cycle of the client through Top Producer. The first, you get Zapier. For the purposes of what we're doing here today, it would be pretty much free. You wouldn't have to pay for this. And so you go get your free Zapier account, and then you find a Facebook lead ads workflow. That's the option that they'll use. And you can send, basically get Zapier to send an email. And then what you do is create that email in a way that's going to have our system know what's the name, what's the email, excuse me, what's the phone number, all the information that you're going to need to pass. Once it's working, the 5Street will automatically respond by text and email. So thanks for reaching out. Thanks for grabbing the report from us. If you're using the hook that I was describing, or the lead magnet I was using, buyer search or seller report, then you can turn on the auto send feature. So Market Snapshot will basically auto send a report to your leads as soon as they come in. And now I'm going to jump into the actual screen real quick here, just to kind of show you. I have a test one that I'd set up. And so you select the Facebook ads, you lead, and then you connect your account, which I've already done. And then you choose send an outbound email. And then you've got your 5Street routing email. And then you structure the email to parse the information that you needed to make it into Top Producer. And so you go name, and then you add this, so that you can add your name in just like that. Email, phone, and that's pretty much it. So a lot of folks get all really excited about, I'm going to generate all these leads, and they're not prepared to actually convert them. And so I don't want to get you guys all excited about lead generation without kind of just zooming back out to the realities. You got to convert your lead once you get it. And so response time and persistency are the number one factor that are going to help you either convert or not convert. And so if you're responding within 5 minutes versus 10 minutes, there's a 900% difference in conversion. If you're following up once or twice versus maybe 6 times, you're 90% more likely to convert on your 6th follow-up attempt. So when you've sent that report, you're following up, did you get the report? Is there any questions I can answer on it? Can I refine the search to make the data more representative of your needs? And so what you can see here is the what you're doing is actually the opposite of what you should be doing on average. So on average, you're supposed to call 6 times. On average, the lowest amount of folks are following up that 6th time. So that is pretty much all I have to say on the integration. There's a full guide that we've sent out, and it's got the step-by-steps of how to actually connect that. And then, of course, our support team and our teams here are always willing and able to help you. Before we go into questions, just want to remind everyone, if you could share hashtag Top Producer Live, we are giving away a free year of Top Producer. So just share something that you learned, or something that interests you, or a quote, or something that Travis or I said that you really agreed with or resonated, and then we'll be doing a draw. You want to give yourself the gift of more business. So all of these tools that we're providing are designed to kind of help you with whatever cycle your leads are in. So new leads, current clients, past clients, we've got solutions that'll take care of that. So definitely reach out with us today. If you have any questions, take advantage of our special offer, giving away the CRM, Snapshot, and 5 Street for $79 a month. Normally that's $120 a month, but Christmas, we want to give you guys a good deal. We want to thank you for showing up for sessions like this and really taking your business to heart and trying to make the next year more successful than last. And so you can text that number on the screen, or if you're eager beaver, you can call this number right here and just tell them that you attended the session and that you're interested in signing up. Let's go into Q&A. So Travis, you can unmute me. You can unmute me, Travis. I think.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you're good. Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Sweet. Yeah.
All right. Any questions?
So I'm gonna read out the questions.
Okay.
1 second here. I'm gonna jump back into Facebook. All right. So any questions, start asking. I'm going to go through from the bottom to the top. So everyone who asked first will get their questions in. All right. So Travis, do you find any greater effectiveness with either interest or behavior demographics?
Great question, Paul. So really it's about layering those two. So layer the interest based on their behavior, and that's going to really create that persona more. And sometimes what we do is we create actual buyer personas or seller personas and walk through that journey of what their life is and what they're doing. So when you're layering those interests, you also have to look at their behavior and what is their behavior. Those matched together is really going to create come from like a blurry kind of persona to more of a clear persona, because you're marrying and merging those two, and they're really building that perfect match. So you have to think about, if someone is looking at Pinterest about remodeling a future home or their current home, and they watched HGTV and Chip and Joanna Gaines, right? And then house hunting. And then they're also looking at Zillow and Realtor.com, and they're likely to move. All of those are everything from more aspirational type of decisions that they're making based on their behavior, and then interests and layering those. So you got to kind of marry those two to really have more of a more likely buyer or more likely seller. So just kind of map out those journeys, whatever you think that might be, and talk to buyers, talk to sellers, and you really kind of get more of that data to understand where that is. But hopefully that answers your question.
So the next one is, does Learn More have a high click-through rate?
Yes, hey Ken. Yeah, so it does. So Learn More and Download Those both still have really good click-through rates. Learn More is something that we use when you're really kind of inviting that person in to discover more, right? Because Learn More is really asking the question, do you want to know more? So they're kind of in that discovery mindset. Download feels like more immediate, that they're going to get something. It depends on what you're doing, right? If it's a market report that you're sending out, you may want to experiment and split test. So always test it out, right? Every market's different. I mean, Denver's completely different than Portland, Oregon, in terms of how people actually you play off each one. What gets them to click? So I would just play off what is the best winner. So actually create two different ad sets. Use one that says Learn More, and the additional ad set, use one that says Download, and then start to see what those actually start to produce for you.
Cool. Next one's real quick. I'm attending late. Will this be recorded to watch later? Yes, you can come back to our Facebook page, watch it. Next one is, where do I get the ITX page? Is this something I need to develop? There's a lot of vendors. We actually sell ITX, Top Producer. There's several vendors out there that do provide ITX. So yeah, there's that one. Let me just see here. Where can I get the landing page? So our landing pages come for free with Market Snapshot, and so you can sign up for Market Snapshot for that. Travis also has Elevated REM has landing pages that they do for buyers and sellers, and they get pretty advanced. Does Market Snapshot work in Ontario? No, doesn't. Landing page versus Facebook lead page. Maybe we'll give that one to Travis.
Sure, landing page versus lead page. It's so there's still a lot of room for landing pages, and we use them as a Facebook marketing agency, and we also use Facebook LeadAds, and we use them for our clients. Really, sometimes with Facebook LeadAds, you're inhibited from being able to write more conversion copy, right? More information or more visuals that might give them the ability to convince them and convert them. So it really just depends. The biggest thing for landing pages is Facebook will penalize landing pages that take longer than 3 seconds to load. And if you have a really good landing page, there's lots of different companies that provide them. Top Producer has some amazing ones. It just depends on how it's built and it's structured. Not all of them are built the same. I would split test them. I would really, because you might have a Facebook lead ad that you're using for, let's say, market reports, and test that against a landing page and see. So it's hard to say. Typical landing pages have 20% conversion rate. We're seeing with Facebook lead ads that they hover in between that 20 to 30% conversion rate, but not everyone is going to fully convert. So it's one of those things. Again, you have to test it out and truly see. But Facebook does have optimization for traffic under that traffic objective to switch it to landing page views. And it's going to basically optimize the campaign for people that are going to wait 3 seconds or longer to then go to that landing page. So I would, if you are using landing page, I would use landing page views.
Cool. So this next one is one that I can handle. Does this work with Beta Real Suite through Top Producer? That's the question. We can have a follow-up discussion on that one. Real Suite, from what I'm understanding, will accept leads in the same fashion. I don't believe there's something like Market Snapshot strapped to that yet, but that's something that we can definitely, if you reach out to us aside from this, then we can chat about that, as you're clearly in the Real Suite beta program. So, what is preventing Facebook from integrating with Top Producer systems as a CRM? Facebook can integrate in like for example, they integrate with Zapier, but our system is set up really for the email lead alerts. Is the kind of the easiest way to do things. So this is a pretty easy step that you can accomplish that integration. So yes, you can push Facebook LeadAds directly into Top Producer. It's just an extra little step there. There also are products out there like LeadsBridge that can kind of take care of that step-by-step parsing. So yeah, we can integrate. It's not a full direct integration, but there's a way to get the leads into Top Producer. That makes sense. Let me just see here. Is there a way to get a copy of your screenshots for the step-by-step instructions? Travis, would you be able to provide those, or I mean, you could always watch the video later and.
Yeah, certainly. I'll take some screenshots and send this over to you.
Yeah, that's great. That's very helpful. So let's see, next question. If we don't use Zapier or don't want to use a Gmail address for Facebook ads, how can we receive leads into Top Producer? I just mentioned LeadsBridge, actually. There's a product that will take care of all of that stuff in between. It'll just basically you enter your 5 Street lead routing email, and then that will connect with the lead ads and push that through our system. That is a paid product. So this is kind of the freer do-it-yourself method, but there is products that we integrate with that can do that. Does 5 Street come with my Top Producer, or do I need to purchase that? And also, it's tax time. We got a savvy finance person here. Yeah, you can pre-purchase Top Producer for a year in advance. You can also do it up to 3 years. So, yep, you can get Top Producer and 5 Street. They are separate products, so that you need to bundle together. Let me see. Each day, resources have been offered, scripts, setup guides, etc. Is there a place where we can get these? Yes. If Marcy could post the hub, actually, yeah, it is there. Marcy just posted hub.topproducer.com/12-days-of-growth. And so that whole stream has all the guides that we've been giving away, and information and video clips and stuff like that, all pertaining to the series. So, great question. Here's one for Travis. Sorry, a lot of ones for us. Any difference of effectiveness of Facebook ads by area? For example, high-tech areas versus rural communities? That's a really good question.
Yeah, great question. So there's always going to be a difference when you're in a dense population versus let's say a rural area. The key thing with that is just to really identify the most likely prospects. So if you're in a high-tech area, you're like San Francisco, high density, then and I think he's trying to say like people that might understand what's going on, versus, but I'm trying to understand the question in a few different ways. High tech being the actual people that you're serving the ad to. Really, we run campaigns on every different level, and I don't think that people are necessarily afraid of opting in because they're high tech, because they know what's going on in terms of what it is. But you can go and actually target people that work at Apple, people that work at basically all the top tech companies, and target just those individuals. But really, yeah, there's going to be some differences on effectiveness. But rural communities, I think, really everyone, almost over 350 million people, have cell phones. I mean, that's almost every single person in the U.S. So they're on their phone. They're in rural areas. Really, it's just about selecting then who's on certain devices at that point inside of the Facebook ad platform.
We've got another question here from Jerry. Is it best to hire a third-party vendor to dial this process in? I spend 4 hours a day in front of people. This seems to be a button-in-the-seat approach.
Yeah, good. So there's third-party vendors that you can definitely hire to do Facebook lead generation for you. I would really make sure that they truly understand real estate, because it's a different animal. There's lots of different things there. So really vet those people, make sure that they've had a quality track record of success. But yes, there's people you can hire to do it for you.
Travis being one of them.
Yeah, maybe one of them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do you find, Ashley has a good one there. Do you find that Facebook converts more than Google pay-per-click? And what would you recommend for daily ad spend? So, Ashley, good question there with who converts more. So, Google pay-per-click advertising is really based on people searching, right? They're searching habits. They're actually typing information in based on those keywords, and then ads, advertisers are betting on those keywords, right? They're bidding on them to then show up. So those are people that are in the seeking phase, right? They're seeking knowledge and information based on it. So they're typically in a different phase, in a different life stage in that journey of where they are. Facebook, because Facebook knows browsing habits, what you're doing online, all that information, is kind of the best of both worlds, because it takes all the information and then based on what you're doing and what you are searching for, it's going to serve those ads up to you. If you're using both, even better. If you're driving traffic from Google pay-per-click to your website, and then let's say you're retargeting Pixel and you're using Facebook to retarget them with maybe a Facebook lead ad like the one that we just walked through, and then send them over to Top Producer, that is a great strategy, and you're going to be able to get some great leads out of that based on the specific URL you're sending them to through the Google pay-per-click.
Cool.
Yeah.
I got one from Jeffrey Thompson. So question, automatic placement, mobile only, just feeds, or should we add instant articles? What settings are best to start with?
Great. So with Facebook lead ads, you're limited on the actual placement. So it is just going to be desktop, mobile, and then Facebook newsfeed, Instagram, instant articles. I typically like to use all three. Instagram, because depending on what you're offering, but the trick there is that you're going to be bidding in multiple different. We've seen success recently that if you're in those different placements, you're actually bidding in multiple different ad auctions. So your opportunity to win those different ad auctions and those different placements is going to be better. Instant articles, really the ad that's inside of an instant article. If you've ever experienced an instant article, you're reading an article in Facebook from a publisher, there's not a lot of ads in there. So there's a lot of attention. You're reading an article and then there's an ad, and that ad may be hyper relevant to that individual at that time. So you're not competing with a lot of ads in that space, and that can get a high click-through rate. But once again, it's really kind of about split testing and seeing what that is. If you're using a traffic campaign, not lead ads, then my biggest suggestion is to stay away from network audience for now, because it's a lot of accidental clicks, and that can damage your campaign a little bit. So,
okay. There's one asking just what's the where can people learn more about what you do? Someone was curious. What is
sure. Yeah, so as you know, I'm with Elevated REM, Travis Thom. I'm a Facebook advertising strategist, and our company does 3 different things. First, we're a Facebook marketing agency for the real estate industry. So we run Facebook campaigns, Facebook lead generation campaigns, retargeting campaigns for buyer-seller lead generation for real estate companies. And then we also have coaching and training, where we actually train people exactly how to do this. And then we also have single property websites. So the best place to find me is TravisThom.com. My last name is Thom, so TravisThom.com, or just go to elevatedrem.com. And either one of those, there's going to be information about what we do, and we have a lot of great free information that you can use to start generating more leads.
Cool. Carol Mazur, I know you. She said I had Colin SZ in person. Funny. Hi, Carol. Thoughts on the ad going up on Instagram?
Yeah, just make sure it's the right size, and it fits for Instagram. Instagram now gives you or Facebook gives you the opportunity to have 2 different image sizes. You can resize it for Instagram, but Instagram is really, people gotta go to Instagram to escape Facebook a little bit. It's more of an experience where they're looking at images, and it's definitely more of a visual creative experience. I was on a flight recently, headed out to a conference I was going to speak at, and the woman just in front of me, she was with 2 kids and her husband, and she was on her phone, and of course, like, I could see it. So I thought this is great data research. She's going through Snapchat. She went into her email. There was notifications from Redfin, and then she went into Instagram and started going through, and then eventually there was an ad for basically for properties inside of her Instagram, and she clicked on that. It was this moment where I got to see actual real behavior in the field of someone going through Instagram, and they'd seen emails previously and kind of went through. So kind of gives you an idea of what buyers are doing, right? They're actually on Instagram looking for those kind of things. So yes, definitely use Instagram.
So what's the difference between setting up the Facebook ad for lead generation as opposed to traffic? So yeah, compare and contrast.
Yeah, John, great question there. So Facebook lead generation is going to be what we just experienced inside the Facebook ad platform, that Facebook lead ad, where it's like a little mini landing page inside of Facebook. So it doesn't take you outside of the Facebook experience. It's really fast, it loads really quickly, and it instantly pre-populates that person's social profile into those forms, right? Name, email, phone number, all of those things. So it's designed for lead generation, right? It's designed to get that information. In terms of traffic, though, traffic is where you're sending people to a landing page. And it's optimized for that, right? To find people that are going to click on an ad and go outside of the Facebook experience, outside of the Facebook app to a website or a landing page. There's no lead generation form inside of traffic. It's purely just optimized to find the most likely prospects within that audience that are going to click on that ad and take that effective action to go over to wherever destination you're sending them to. And then you have a few different ways to optimize that campaign. But the Facebook algorithm is known as BEAR. BEAR, so think of a big, mean grizzly bear. You've got B, which is bidding, E for and A for effective action, and then relevancy. So the effective action in the Facebook algorithm is what these people are what the campaign is optimized for. What is the effective action, and what is the effective action that the audience you want them to take? So Facebook algorithm is going to find those people that take the next effective action. So if the effective action is for lead generation, then it's going to find the people that are most likely to click and convert on a lead ad form. If it's for traffic, it's just, basically people are most likely to click and go outside of the platform to an external website, whatever that experience might be.
So this one's from Melania. She ran lead generation ads for a listing, got a good amount of leads, but they didn't meet all the criteria. She's asking, does Facebook combine the criteria such as likely to move and minimum 100,000 income, and whatever criteria I set up, or will it be shown to people who just meet one of those criteria?
So that's a really good question. That comes down to narrowing the audience. So and I didn't show that today because I didn't want to get too deep in the weeds for everybody, but there's an option when you're creating the audience targeting. Just below that, you saw what I'm including and you saw what I was excluding. In between there's an option, a little blue text that says narrow audience. So you can click on that to narrow the audience. So what you're doing is saying, I want the people that meet all the interests above, like likelihood and move. Below that, you would then add, but they also must make 100,000 to 200,000, 200,000 to 350,000, right? You would list all of those. So you say that the audience above must match the audience below, and then that's going to kind of marry those two and segment it to where then it's saying that they must match that. So you might go from, let's say, 350,000 people in an audience down to 120,000 people in an audience. But yes, you can do that. You can get really technical with it, but yes.
All right. Let's see if there are any other questions. Does Top Producer offer Facebook ads that I can edit and then upload into Facebook ad sets? Well, we don't have any, but the ones that you can use today would probably be a good start.
That ad, David, that we ran today, or that we created today, that's an ad that we've been using in a campaign. It's generated over 1,400 leads in the past 65 days. So it's a really good ad. And so that's why I wanted to give it to you guys today, because it's effective. So go ahead and use that and start with it.
I don't see this question asked. I'm kind of surprised. What about custom audiences? You can basically export your whole Top Producer database, upload that into Facebook. Do you have any comments on that?
Definitely. So we're seeing this a lot. I think this is really critical for 2018. It's positioned to be a really good year. And if you look at, I'm a big fan of looking at historical data. So if you look at the historical data of where a lot of real estate agents are making their biggest wins in terms of listings, that's their past sphere, right? Referral base and getting those listings. So I would take a list of all of your past clients, friends, family, your whole sphere of influence, emails, names, phone numbers, get a CSV file, get all the past leads, right? Everyone that you have that you've been nurturing from your Top Producer systems. Take that, upload that as a custom audience inside of Facebook, and then run ads to those individuals. Send them some sort of video message that would show up in their newsfeed. Start to nurture those prospects, let them know what you're doing through the social proof of being active, right? You just listed it. So anytime you have a just listed or a just sold or a new property that's about to come on the market, let them know about it. So just run little ads to that audience. Even if it's 1,500 people or 600 people, whatever it might be, with a small audience, you can make a big impact with that audience if you just run a few ads to them once a month. You're going to start to see some conversations really get started and start to convert those people.
Yeah. I feel like those would be really effective because they already kind of recognize you, or they should at least if they're a past client. And so if they see that, the other purpose it serves is when consumers see that you're advertising listings and you're out there on social, it means, oh, that agent's a little bit more savvy. Maybe there's something different that they can do for my listing than, say, the other listing agent that just presses upload. So hopefully that. Is there any other questions out there? Questions on Facebook ads? See if I missed any. Some really good questions. I feel like Melania, that question we just answered a couple couple of, she's pretty savvy. I feel like she might be an expert or on her way to it.
Yeah, that's a great question there. Yeah, definitely. If you want to really narrow those leads, start to segment some of those interests, make a match.
Mm-hmm. Anyone want to try to stump Travis before we go? Anyone
throw anything at me?
Yeah. What is the internet? No, I'm just kidding.
What's the internet? So Al Gore.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think we've quenched their thirst for knowledge. If there's anyone else who does have questions on this, then feel free to tag Travis maybe in the comments here. Maybe Travis, you see that later, jump back on and answer. If you tag Travis in this post, then we'll try to get you some answers.
Yes, if you guys have any questions, please tag my name in there. I'm happy to answer.
Cool. Well, thanks, Travis, for joining us. This is awesome.
Thank you. I had a great time.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone.